Hello, Eagles fans! The Philadelphia Eagles just dropped a bombshell that no one saw coming. Just as fans were gearing up for the NFL free agency frenzy, a big move may be on the horizon. Yes, my friends, this one certainly caught everyone by surprise. But believe me, there's good news coming. I'll tell you all the details, but first I want to hear from you. Do you believe the Eagles are capable of winning the next Super Bowl? If so, hit that like button hard. And if possible, write in the comments, "Go Eagles!" Let's get to the Super Bowl again. Now, let's get to a controversial topic that has exploded in the last few hours. The Eagles are reportedly open to letting go of one of their most reliable offensive weapons, tight end Dallas Goedert. And if you think this is just another unfounded rumor, think again. League sources are now confirming that teams around the NFL have been informed of his availability, and a potential trade is very much on the table. If it happens, it could be one of the most shocking moves in recent franchise history. Let's break this down. Dallas Goedert has been a key piece of this offense for years. He's been a reliable target for Jalen Hurts, a crucial player in big games, and unlike many tight ends in the league, he can block at an elite level. But here's the catch. His contract. Goedert's deal is coming up, and his agent is pushing for an extension. And if you've been paying attention, you'll know that the tight end market has exploded recently. Goedert and his camp are looking at these new contracts and thinking, we just helped win a Super Bowl. Why aren't we getting paid? And honestly, they have a point. But the Eagles may not be willing to match the price. This is where it gets tricky. Philadelphia has been down this road before with Zach Ertz, and we all know how that ended. Ertz, a fan favorite, was traded away once Goedert was ready to take over. But there's a massive difference between these two situations. When the Eagles moved on from Ertz, they already had Goedert waiting in the wings. Right now, if they trade Goedert, who steps up? Grant Calcaterra? E.J. Jenkins? Let's be real, none of them are ready to be a TE1 on a championship caliber team. That's why this move feels so risky. Think about this from Jalen Hurts' perspective. He already has to deal with the pressure of leading this team to another deep playoff run. Now, imagine taking away one of his most trusted weapons. Sure, A.J. Brown and DeVonta Smith are still there, but Goedert is that safety net, that big-body target Hurts can rely on when things break down. He's the guy who finds ways to get open in crucial moments. Removing him from the equation could disrupt the chemistry that has made this offense so dangerous. So why would the Eagles even consider doing this? Well, money talks. The NFL is a business, and Howie Roseman, the mastermind behind so many of the Eagles' biggest moves, is always looking ahead. He knows that keeping a roster intact after a Super Bowl run is nearly impossible. But this is where the fans need to ask a serious question. Is this the right time to make a move like this? Let's not forget, Goedert has never had a 1,000-yard season. He's been productive, but he hasn't put up the flashy numbers that demand a massive payday. That's the argument against giving him a new deal. But here's the counterpoint. He doesn't need to put up gaudy stats to be one of the most important players on this team. His impact goes beyond the numbers, and that's why this decision is so complicated. And then there's the wild card in all of this. What if the Eagles already have a plan? What if Roseman is eyeing someone in the draft? We've seen the Eagles make bold moves before. Maybe they're looking at one of the top tight end prospects, someone they believe can step in and be an immediate contributor. But banking on a rookie to replace a veteran leader like Goedert, that's a massive gamble. The Eagles have been aggressive this offseason, looking at defensive upgrades like Trey Hendrickson and Harold Landry. And now, with Javon Hargrave set to hit the market again, there's even talk of a potential reunion. So it's clear that Philadelphia is thinking big. But is moving on from Goedert part of that plan? If they do trade him, they'll need to find a replacement fast, because the NFC isn't getting any easier. This is where you come in. Eagles fans, do you think the team should trade Dallas Goedert? Should they pay him and keep this core intact? Or do you believe Howie Roseman has something up his sleeve that we don't see yet? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because this could be one of the biggest storylines of the offseason. Let's talk about it. And here's where things get even crazier. If the Eagles are truly willing to part ways with Dallas Goedert, what kind of return are they expecting? Are we talking about a high draft pick? A player-for-player trade? Because if they move him, it needs to be for something significant. We're talking about a guy who has been one of the most well-rounded tight ends in the league for years. The only way this trade makes sense is if Philadelphia already has a bigger move in mind. Could this be setting up for something else? Maybe a blockbuster trade for an elite defender? Remember, the Eagles have been linked to multiple big-name edge rushers, and adding a guy like Trey Hendrickson would instantly elevate this defense. Hendrickson is coming off another dominant season, and though he's 31, he still has plenty left in the tank. But the issue with him? Money. He's looking to get paid. And if the Eagles are looking to clear cap space, moving Goedert could be part of that strategy. Or what about the possibility of targeting another offensive weapon? Maybe Howie Roseman sees the chance to land a top-tier wide receiver or a young tight end with superstar potential. We've seen him make unexpected moves before. Think back to when he landed A.J. Brown in a shocking draft day trade. Could another move like that be on the horizon? And if so, is it worth sacrificing the chemistry that Hurts and Goddard have built over the years? One thing's for sure, this isn't a move that can be made lightly. The Eagles have been knocking on the door of another Super Bowl, and this team is built to win now. Trading away a key piece of the offense right before another playoff push could backfire in a massive way. And let's be honest, who do you trust more, Dallas Goedert in a crucial moment, or a rookie or unproven backup trying to fill his shoes? That's the real risk here. We also have to talk about the emotional side of this. Goddard isn't just another player, he's part of the heart and soul of this team. He's been through the ups and downs, he's delivered in huge playoff moments, and he's embraced this city and fan base. Losing him wouldn't just be a business move, it would be an emotional gut punch for the locker room. Jalen Hurts has already had to adjust to changes in his supporting cast. Do you really want to take away one of his most trusted targets when he's still developing as a passer? And here's another layer to this whole situation. What does this mean for the Eagles' offensive identity? With Saquon Barkley now locked in for multiple seasons, the team seems committed to a balanced attack. Losing Goddard wouldn't just impact the passing game, it would also hurt the run game. His ability as a blocker is a huge reason why the Eagles' ground game has been so effective. Take him out of the equation, and suddenly the offensive line and running backs are facing a much tougher challenge. But let's be fair, there is a scenario where this move could make sense. If Roseman has a clear plan for a replacement, if they have a young tight end in mind who they believe can step up, and if trading Goddard allows them to make another major move that puts them over the top, then maybe, just maybe, this could work. But the margin for error is razor thin. If they trade him and don't get immediate production from his replacement, this could go down as one of the biggest mistakes in recent franchise history. So now, the question is, what happens next? Are the Eagles really willing to pull the trigger on this? Is this just a way to gauge interest, or is a deal actually in the works? Because if they trade him, it's not just about losing a great player, it's about reshaping the offense entirely. And that's why we need to hear from you. Eagles fans, do you think moving on from Dallas Goedert is a smart move, or would this be a massive mistake? Do you trust Howie Roseman to pull off another masterclass, or is this a rare misstep in his roster-building strategy? Drop your takes in the comments below, because this could be the move that defines the Eagles' offseason. Let's hear it. And let's not forget, this isn't happening in a vacuum. The NFC is only getting tougher. The 49ers aren't going anywhere, the Lions are on the rise, and you can never count out teams like the Cowboys, who are always lurking despite their playoff struggles. If the Eagles want to stay ahead in this race, every move has to be calculated. You don't just trade away a key offensive weapon unless you have a rock-solid plan to replace him. So what do you think, Eagles fans? Is this the right move? Should the team really consider moving on from Dallas Goedert, or should they lock him in and keep the offense intact? Let me know your thoughts, because this one could shake the foundation of the team. Let's talk about it.